All right, all right, all right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you, wherever you are in this beautiful world. Welcome to it's Wednesday morning Inner Circle live session. I'm your host, Ryan Carthage. We'll be joined shortly by my awesome partner, Mr. Benny Allen. Hope everybody's day is off to an awesome start. We're going to get to it. So, turn off all distractions, prepare your minds and your bodies to engage as you guys always do. And for the courtesy of everybody on the call, please ensure that your mic is muted if you're not actively asking a question or making a comment. All right. So today we got the rate decision for the United States, FOMC meeting. So we got some preparation to do. All right. Change things over here. There we go. So caution prevails ahead of the Fed, right? So up until this point, we've had investors being extremely optimistic about the Fed. Oh, they could come in lower than expectation. Now we're cautious, right? Investors were cautious ahead of the FOMC decision later today, with the Fed set to deliver another 75 basis point rate hike. European boroughs cut early gains to trade around flatline after fresh PMIs showed a bigger than anticipated contraction in in factory activity last month. U.S. futures also pointed to a choppy session. In Asia, however, the SSE closed at 1.2% higher, with social media posts once again mentioning the possibility of an ease in China's COVID zero policy. Right, so there's still that back and forth happening there. The Chinese government said that they aren't aware of this change, but because of the social media post, there's still some optimism there. All right, so that is that part. Then we had, this is something interesting for us to keep our minds on. The Japanese yen rises just a little bit, right? Yen strengthened toward 147 per dollar as the Bank of Japan Governor Kuroda hinted at a possible adjustment in the yield curve control policy if the achievement of our 2% inflation target comes into sight, right? That's the quote that they're taking, coming from the Bank of Japan's monetary policy statement. Traders also remain cautious amid speculation that the Japanese authorities could also intervene in the currency markets again, as the U.S. Federal Reserve is set to raise interest rates further. The finance minister said the government is concerned about its slow depreciation in the yen, not just the volatile moves. So now we're at a point where the yen continues to depreciate to these extreme levels. So they're concerned about that, along with the volatile moves. So they're watching this closely. As it raises the cost of living through higher import bills, Japan's finance minister revealed that they spent $43 billion between September 29th and August 27th to support its currency. Still, the yen remained under pressure from widening policy divergence. As the BOJ maintained its policy of ultra low interest rates, while the Fed is expected to tighten further to fight persistent inflation pressure. So we want to watch these yens, right? They've been in this unknown state, right? It's kind of sideways pushing. We'll see how they respond today, but we want to keep our eyes peeled there for potential intervention and potential adjustment to the policy. Okay, so keep a lookout. Okay, and those are the two big ones, right? Crude oil, right? Trading around 88.30 per barrel, easing from their daily highs of 89.70 as investors weigh a highly uncertain outlook from energy markets amid lingering concerns over global economic slowdown. Despite signs that demand remains somewhat robust and supplies are tight, concerns grow that rising interest rates will eventually drag developed economies into a recession, thus curbing demand, right? And a positive sign in the markets that API report pointed to significant drawdown in crude inventories. That has showed the U.S. crude stocks declined by 6.5 million barrels last week, right? So we're still using oil, okay, in a pretty big way. So on the supply side, OPEC Plus has recently agreed to cut production by 2 million barrels per day in November, the most since the pandemic. While speculation grows that the oil cartel will further intervene in markets to shore up prices. Okay, so we have that. Tonight, I'll give you guys an update. I ran across an article that I didn't get a chance to read, but it was talking about, and we talked about this early on, but the fact that the United States is still getting oil from Russia. And it's fueling our cars. So I'll update you guys on that. It was an interesting thing coming out of the Wall Street Journal. So once I get a chance to read it, I'll give you guys an update on it. But that's pretty much it, right? All things are pointing at this Fed decision coming out at 2:00 today. So we want to keep our eyes peeled there. And over to the calendar real quick, right? We also got ADP non-farm payroll change, which in theory is a precursor to the report that comes out on Friday. It's been pretty back and forth and inconsistent. So this could move the market slightly, but at the end of the day, we're waiting on this 2:00 meeting conversation and announcement there. Yeah, so that's what we're looking at today. Any questions from a fundamental perspective?
Ryan, was that same article you was looking at where Putin had made a threat or something if he didn't get what he want? I forgot what it was.
I literally didn't get to read any of the details, so I'm not sure what it entails just yet. Yeah. Benny, good morning, bro.
Good morning, Ryan. Good morning, everybody. How you doing today, Ryan?
I'm doing well, man. Doing well. How about yourself?
I'm doing pretty good.
Awesome. Any additional thoughts as we prepare for this Fed conversation?
Nope. All eyes and ears on the Fed, man.
Yes,
everything else is just noise.
Yeah. Some people like to hear the self talk.
Yeah. So there'll be Bloomberg. Everybody will be talking all the way up until, 2:00?
Yeah.
But nothing else matters until what happens at 2:00.
Facts.
So, but I mean, I've just learned that over time that when you have days like this, that's what I'm looking forward to. And then we'll look and see how everything reacts after the fact and then move on from there. So that's it.
Yeah. My man. Cool deal. Carolyn enjoyed the 5-minute charts from last night. Awesome. We will continue to that was a great session last night, bro.
Appreciate it.
We will continue to put those in front of you guys, man. We'll definitely continue doing it. Cool. All right. So let's how I want to start today is if you guys have any pairs that you have your eyes on ahead of this Fed conversation, I want to take a look at those first. And then towards the end of the session, if we got some time, I want to take a look at a couple of pairs that I'm just monitoring. NZD dollar. Yep. So drop those in the chat if you have them. JGJ. Okay. Dollars. All right, cool deal. NZD dollar, start there. We'll come back to that pound for you, Joy. All right, so let's see. Desi, good morning. Good to see you. All right, so NZD dollar. This is what we'll do. We'll clean this up. We'll get back down to this 1 hour in a minute. Oh, you're all right, Desi. Good to see you. So, all right, at the end of the day, it's down, right? We're in this retracement phase now, right? Down retracement zone. So if we run our fib, let's come back. Just check this out. Let's see. I want to see what we look like. Yep, there we go, right? This is what we look like from a daily time frame perspective. Okay, we just broke this previous daily resistance or previous daily support level, right? We broke down below, pushing above that level now, coming into a previous weekly support level. Okay, so in a down retracement zone, coming into a 236 retracement. Okay, so that's our daily look. Retracement right now. Come down to the 4. Let's come back. I don't think we have anything there. We don't. So let's pull that back. Run our fib from this high. And there we have it, right? So on the 4, we had an 80-20. Shallow retracement, 118 and 127 zone. Retracement, down retracement zone, okay? So we're coming into this weekly level, right? Been hovering for a bit, tried to push out, couldn't break back below that previous daily level. So we're in this range for a little bit, right? So we could get another push up to retest this weekly level that we broke through, haven't retested yet, right? So when we talked about this previously, right, we could get one more push to the upside there. And then come this afternoon, right, if the Fed keeps its tone, right, we'll see that occur. Okay, potentially. So that's the look from the 4, right? And we get down to the 1 where we had those fibs running. We'll come back here, reset this. There we go. We'll reset these, look at them from the downside. So, yeah, we're choppy. There we go. Okay. All right, so our A got taken out. So looking at it from the bottom to the top. Okay, like so. So look, we got a fresh AB boundary. We'll pull this. I'm going to reset my chart real quick. Maybe not. All right. Fresh AB boundary, right? 236 retracement. We're slowly pressing back up to the upside, right? So again, this weekly level is going to be key for us to watch. Okay, going to be key for us to watch. So we can run our fib. I mean, our trend lines off the low, like so. Okay. And like so. Bang. Okay. And that's where we sit from a trend line perspective. Okay. If you had a more aggressive trend line running previously, it would have come like this through the highest point, right? And you see you got your trend line break and you're getting your pullback now. Okay. So watch this, right? Watch this. This is your pullback here. If we stay below this weekly level, right, could be looking short there. Okay. But at the end of the day, bias is short, right? But it's going to come down to the Fed conversation and how that conversation goes. If the Fed remains hawkish, right, we'll see this continue moving to the downside. If for whatever reason the optimism turns out to be true, then we could see this retracement continue. Okay. But excuse me, no, we're retesting a key weekly level. So we want to be cautious of that. All right. So overall, I'm looking short, but I'm waiting to see how things respond to the Fed. All right. But from a 1 hour time frame perspective, trend line break, nice bearish move, pullback. Right. So if this action meets your rules, right, take the trade. If that action meets your rules, take the trade. But that's what we're looking at there, right? Potential continuation to the downside. Questions on the NZD dollar?
No, thank you. That's what I was looking at.
Gotcha. You're welcome. You're welcome. All right. Okay. And let's see. Let's go to the 5 and see what's there. Take these out. And let's go to the 5. Let's see. There. All right, so let's turn it off the low. I got taken out. Come off the high. That got taken out as well. So back to the low. Right. Look at that. So on the 5, right? Shallow retracement, 118, 127 zone. Turn it over. Okay. So that's the setup there off the 5. For those that take these 5-minute setups, you got an 80-20 play there. Okay. 80-20 play there. Depending on where you place your stop. If you place it above your high, that's just 10 pips. If you place it outside the D, that's 27 pips. Right. 382 is 20 pips away. Right. So you got a 2-to-1 if you place it above the high. Right. And then, 2-to-1 if you place it above the high to 382, 6-to-1-8, 3-to-1, right? And we'll need price to come down a little bit to give us that 2-to-1 off of that D extension stop loss. All right. So depending on how you play that, there you go. Okay. Cool deal. So there we have it. NZD dollar. All right. Next we had pound Aussie. So we're still hanging around. We are still hanging around in this 118, 127 zone off the daily time frame, right? Can't break through this weekly level just yet anyway, right? Almost got a double top scenario there. Okay. Once this daily candle closes, that'll give us a swing high if we stay below that level. Okay. So that'll be a new form of resistance, right? Which will tighten this range just a little bit. Okay. But shallow retracement of 118, 127, nonetheless, right? Just pressing sideways. So after this rate decision, we could get some insight, some intel on what the market wants to do. Okay. As we drop to the 4, still indecisive, pressing sideways through your trend line, right? Came back down to that support level. So we want to see, ultimately, we want to see a break below this level, right? Because all this is just sideways movement at the end of the day. Okay. So we want to see a break below this level, right? Below this weekly level. And that'll give us a good, give me anyway, a good indication that we're ready to push down. Okay. Right now we're trying to press back to the upside. Okay. But we're in this range. We're in this tightly wound range right now. Okay. Bias on this is still short overall. Depends on if we push back to the top of the range throughout the day today or not. But overall, I'm looking to get short. It's just a matter of when. Just a matter of when. Okay. So that's where we sit. That's where we sit here. Questions on this pound Aussie? Be patient and allow it to give you, right? Originally, your trend line would have come like that, and you'd be sitting in this right now off that trend line break on the sideways push. But all of this is just sideways consolidation. Okay. So we move that trend line there. Okay. All right, cool deal. So that's the pound Aussie. The pound yen. Let's update it. Let's see. Broke back below that daily level. Broke back below the daily level. Look at there. All right. So pound yen. 80-20 scenario. Didn't push into that 118, 127 zone, but we wicked that zone there, right? If we come back. So look. Weekly time frame. Let's go to the weekly quickly, right? Waiting for a retest to go short. That was on the pound Aussie, Carolyn. No, I'm waiting on a clean trend line break. You got sideways consolidation, so I need a nice clean trend line break. That's what I'm looking for. That's my real estate. So here on your weekly time frame, you hit a D extension, right? With this wick to the upside, right? That's what this green box is identifying as 118, 127 zone, up to that weekly resistance level. So here on the daily, we see that, right? B boundary, shallow retracement. We pushed, hit that D extension on the weekly, and now we're pressing down, okay? Pushing down below this daily level. Okay, so we could be in for some more downward movement, right? Again, depending on how the yen responds as we move through this rate statement. But also you got that potential for Bank of Japan to potentially to step in. Okay, so we definitely want to keep that in the back of our minds. So as we get down here to the 4, right, we know we got that 382. We didn't quite get to that D extension that we're looking for, but we're pressing down now. Okay, we adjust our trend line to make sure it gets as close to the highest point as possible without cutting off any wicks, right? The folks that are going through the training and doing the homework, right? Your trend line, excuse me for the screen, your trend line, the goal of the trend line as you're drawing it is to get as close to the highest or lowest point as possible without cutting off any wicks. Okay, like so, this is your highest point, trend line comes there, bang, right? Not cutting off any wicks, not cutting off any bodies as you start from the low. Now, when you get that nice clean trend line break, right? That's your clear indication there, bearish candle, right? And we broke below that daily level. indication that the direction and the momentum could be shifting. Okay. So that's how you get those clear indicators. Okay. So that's where we are from a 4-hour perspective. We're pushing back down. So we'll see on the day if we stay below this daily level. Okay. That's what I want to see from a daily perspective. And it's 4-hour, we're pressing down pretty nicely right now. Okay. As we come down to the 1, let's see. From a cloud perspective, let's see. So we got that weekly D extension hit. We got a trend line break. And we got all of our cloud confirmations. This is intriguing here. So what I'm going to do, this is intriguing to me. So I've been holding off on these yen pairs, right? 382 pushing down. I actually like this. So yeah, this is potentially a good setup here, right? Depending on what your rules say, right? You got an 80-20 on the daily time frame. We broke trend line, broke back below that daily level that we're looking for. I like this as a continuation move to the downside. Even if it just gets us back to this daily support level at 165, that's still 373 pips to the downside. I like this setup here. That's a large one there. Yeah, I like this setup. Let's go to the lower time frame real quick. 15. Take this off. And I'll take the cloud off. This is real-time exploration, guys. All right. So I hadn't looked back at this pair just yet. So I just want to look here. I want to see if I can get a pullback at any point, right? So if I get a pullback here, right, I'd love for price to come back into my sweet spot here to give me a high price. May not get it, but we'll see. If I can get a high price here on the 15, so 100 pips back up to the top. Yeah, I want to see a pullback, but this is an opportunity to play this to the downside. It's an opportunity to play this to the downside. I'd love to get this pullback here. Okay, shallow retracement at 118, 127 zone. If we get this retracement, back to the 618 level, I'm going to look for an entry on that. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see, and then I'll play that to the downside. Okay. That's on the 15. What does the 5-minute look like? Just shy of a D extension. We could push down to get to that D extension, but that's what I want to see. I want to see this pullback here. If I get a pullback here, I'm going to take this entry to the downside. Like so. Yep. And then, so on the 15, my stop will go outside my A. Place my stop there. That's what I'm looking for on the pound yen, guys. We got some nice confirmation here from a higher time frame perspective. As long as we stay below this daily level, yeah, I'm looking short on that one. Questions? You guys follow my thought process there? Cassandra, what's up?
I have a question. That daily level on the 4-hour, I didn't see that on that's something you just threw in?
No, it comes from this swing high here. It got broken here, right? But this B boundary created that daily level. So I just kept it in.
Got you. Okay.
Yep.
Got it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions there? You guys follow my thought process? All right, sweet. So that's a pound yen. That could be a good setup. And then if it runs, right, if it breaks its daily level, right, we're in for a deeper move. Okay, in for a deeper move. So we'll see. It's at 400 pips to the daily support at 618 levels, over 1,000 pips to the downside. So, yep, I like that. I like that. I like that. Okay, we got pound dollar. We talked about it, right? So this is our AB boundary on the daily time frame. Okay, we 236 retracement, right? We're hovering around these daily levels, pushed above, came back to them, retested. Now we're just hovering sideways. All right. On the 4, we talked about yesterday getting a nice clean break off of this, right? And we got a bearish candle, right? Boom, came back, retested. We're trying to make these lower highs and lower lows, continue press to the downside. So pulling back right now, another strong bearish candle here, push to a previous daily level, right? And we're just moving sideways currently, but we got a nice break. Okay. So now we want to see if we break below this daily support, right? Yeah, we want to see if we break below this daily support. Right. So we're hovering right now. We'll see what the news later on has to hold and how it pushes things. But if like I said, if the Fed keeps their decision, right, we could potentially see that. So we'll wait and see. But my bias on this is bearish. Bias is bearish. We come back on the 4, right? And this is our fib on the 4. 8-6 retracement. Okay. 8-6 retracement level. It's a good risk to reward, in my opinion. Right. Stop outside the A. I'm looking short, right? If we get back to 118 level, 1,300 pips to the downside. We get back just to the B boundary, it's 1,100 pips to the downside, right? So this met my rules here, 8-6 retracement, right? Got a trend line break. Stop outside the A. I'll risk 200 pips to make 12, 13. I'll take it every day of the week, right? So that's on a 4-hour time frame. We come down to the 1, and we're just hovering, right? We talked about we might not get to that D extension, which is quite a ways away to the upside, right? Unless something comes in that surprises the market, right? That would be the way that we get there. But right now, right, trying to turn over, trying to break those levels, trying to continue to make lower highs and lower lows. Okay. But I'm short, and I'm monitoring that off of the 4-hour time frame. Right there. Questions there? What do you see on that one, Joy? Was that Joy that put that? My bad, Carolyn. Joy, you can comment too, but Donette, what's up?
I like it. I've just been hesitant to get in because I know the news, right? So
Sure.
I'm just gonna wait for it to break the cloud before I get in.
Gotcha. Okay. You got the cloud running on the 1 or the 4?
On the 4.
Or on the 4? Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was looking at GPP last night, and
I see that.
same. I wanted to wait till after the news report because I didn't see like a definite swing high on the 4-hour yet on this one.
Gotcha. I follow your thought process. I follow.
I like it structurally, I mean, to the downside, but I'm like,
Yeah.
that and NCD looks so much alike.
Yeah, they do. A lot of these dollar pairs got some similar characteristics to them this time around. Yeah. But cool deal. That's what we're looking at. All right. So, right, once your rules are met, right, pull the trigger. Once your rules are met, pull the trigger. Okay. Let's see on the one where we at from a cloud perspective. Just hovering right at it right now. Broke it, but pushing sideways. Yeah, sweet, sweet. That's the pound dollar. Let's take a look at the euro dollar. Some nice movement yesterday. Right. Bias is down. Right. Looking for price to get down here at some point. Okay. Plan a retracement off the short, off the lower time frame. Right. But here on the 4, right. 618 retracement. Down. Right. We didn't push into that zone like I really wanted, but we still got into our sweet spot, right? 618, and we started that push down. Okay. So now it's just, right, are we able to break below this daily level and come back below this trend line? Okay. At some point, price will come to these levels. All right. So on the one, I got fibs running 2 ways here, right? So on the 1 hour time frame, back that out. 1 hour time frame, shallow retracement at 118, 127 zone, right? In line with the 618 retracement off the 4 hour time frame, right? Lots of confluence there. Bang to the downside, right? So now do we continue to make those lower highs and lower lows? So what I did was I started running my fibs off the high, AB boundary, 50% retracement, and we're pressing down. Bearish move, retracement, right? Looking for price to turn back over and break this daily support level, right? At some point, we'll break this, we'll take this A out, and then we'll have these fibs running to the downside. Okay. So that's why I ran those from the top. Those sub fibs currently. We keep moving down. This will become the capital fib sequence as we move to the downside there. Okay. As we drop to the 5, this is the look off the, ooh, that's a lot. Hold on. That's the look off the 5, right? We had that nice AB boundary, 80-20 play here that Benny put into the chat. Beautiful move back to the upside, right? And then we came crashing down. All right, now we're getting another retracement. And we'll push to that 5-minute D extension at some point, right? So we're coming back to the trend line now. So if we retest that and then get another push to the downside. Okay. The overall bias is bearish. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay. Questions on the euro dollar? No questions. Cool deal. Anybody else got any other pairs before I take a look at last couple that I got that I'm watching? No? All right. So I want to take a look at the Euro CAD and the dollar CAD. So, right, you guys know my bias on this is bullish overall, right? We're pulling back, we're playing in this range right now. I'm looking for price at some point to get to this weekly 382 at 407. Okay. Daily time frame. This is where we are. We got a 50% retracement off of our capital fib on the daily, right? I ran sub fibs, smaller waves to the upside. Smaller waves to the upside. We got a 382 retracement, and we're just pulling back, right? Pulling back a little bit, playing in this range. Could come back to this daily support level, right? Retesting previous consolidation that we pushed out of, right? But ultimately looking for price to continue moving higher, right? This is that weekly level. Okay, that weekly 382. It's inside this A boundary, right? Just a super deep retracement. Okay, so I'm looking for this one at some point to turn over and continue pressing to the upside. All right, so as we continue moving down, you see it a little bit more clearly, 382. We broke back below that trend line, and now we're pressing sideways. Okay, so I'll pull these trend lines out. and we're going to monitor this to see if we get one more push to the downside to get to the daily support level. So here on the one, you had a 80-20 scenario, right? Shallow retracement, 118, 127 zone, didn't get to the D extension, started making its way back down. Okay, so this is the sub fib that I'm monitoring. And I want to see one more push to the downside to get to this daily support level, potentially get to this 1 hour D extension, right? To be able to add to my trade. So I'm looking for this. Well, that action that's there, right? Looking for this push down. And then see if we get a move and a trend line break back to the upside. So I'm watching this one closely as we get closer to this daily support level. Okay. Now, if I get a bullish break of this trend line, this is indecision right now, right? So I'm not counting that. If I get a nice bullish break of this trend line, I'll add to my trade, but it have to be a nice strong bullish candle. Otherwise, I'm waiting for this daily support. Okay. Questions here? No. All right, cool deal. All right. Then let's take a look at the dollar CAD. We've got a lot happening here. So we talked about this over the weekend, right? And looking for price came down, right? So we had this nice deep retracement. Let's pull these out for a second. Maybe. There we go. Had this nice deep retracement off this fib, right? Originally, we got a 618 retracement. Price came all the way back down to that level, right? Another 618 retracement. Got a sideways push, broke out, came back to retest that zone. And then we got the strong bullish candle, right? And now we're retracing. Okay. Now we're retracing. So I'm looking for this also, right? To turn over and press back to the upside. Okay. So got some interesting action, but we've had 3 touches at this daily support level, right? Didn't quite get there for that 4th touch, but this was a strong bullish candle yesterday. Okay. Strong bullish candle. Now we're getting price to take back, right? Even though market takes back at least 50% of those strong moves. And that's what we're getting right here. So we'll see if the news today turns that over and gets that push back to the upside. Okay. We get down to the 1. And this is where you saw that fib run into the downside here. Right. And this support level was your B boundary. Now we're looking for price to continue moving to the upside. We got to a 382. We got a reaction, but I'm looking for price to press deeper. Okay. So keep your eyes on this one. We're still playing sideways a little bit, but ultimately looking for this to move to the upside and play out on this daily time frame to the upside. Okay. Like this. No, not like that. There we go. That's the fib there on the daily. Still holding long, Joy? Or short?
Yeah.
Okay.
Long.
Good work. Good work. Good work. Good work.
I'm in
Okay.
this one too from when we discussed it back on October 26th.
Beautiful. Beautiful. I love it, man. I love it. We're pressing into those areas of uncomfortability and really working to hold these trades. I love it. Great job.
How
Great
uncomfortable it is too.
you get that wacky movement sometimes, man. It makes you question, but right. You guys are doing an awesome job managing yourself, right? Managing your thoughts. And that's what it's about. That's what it's about. Great job. That's exciting. That's exciting. So we're riding this wave together. Riding this wave together, right? So on your 4, this is what that looks like, right? So 618 retracement off the 4. If we get to that matching D extension, right, from where price currently is, 457 pips to the upside. All right. So got a ways to go. Could take us time getting there. We'll see. But
my drawdown is not bad. So that's what made me proud. So
beautiful.
yeah.
Great work. But even holding through it, right? A lot of people, they see red and they get scared, you know? So great job on the risk management, right? And great job on managing the thoughts. Great job. Great job. Cool deal. So those are the ones, Benny, I know we're just sitting watching, but do you have any that you're looking to see if the news pushes it into your sweet spots?
No, I'm just holding off of the
Okay.
dollar pairs. I did post the NZD CAD
Okay.
on the 5-minute in the Telegram. That's in a decent position right now.
Let's look at it.
I'm also eyeing a Euro NZD on the 5.
Euro NZD. Yeah, we can look at that one. Is Ebony still on?
Yeah, so Euro NZD CAD.
Short play it out.
Yep.
Let's look at it. And you ran your fibs off the low. Come all the way back. Let's see. Nope. Come here. There we go. I see. I follow. I follow. Right. It's the NZD CAD. Let me refresh this. I don't know what's happening with my screen, but excuse the air trend line there, right? But AB boundary, right? Pushed above, hovering sideways, just shy of that 118 level, right? So look to see if we get, right, either last push, maybe last push into that zone, get price to turn over, right? We're in the trend line from the low. I'm not able to move that one, so we'll run a new one here. Yeah. All right, so however you choose to play this, all right, however you choose to play this.
That last push around would take the D out, or it'll meet the D extension in the 1 hour.
Oh yeah, okay. Bang. All right. Inner trend line running there. May get a bounce, push into that 118, 127, hit the 1 hour D extension, right? And then see if we get it to flip, right? Or if it misses that D extension and flips there, right? Beautiful setup there. Appreciate that, bro. Keep your eyes on that NZD CAD. Carolyn, the mindset piece is it's a journey. It's a journey of growth. I strongly suggest diving into the Mindset Monday videos that are in the community. We go through a lot of things. Different concepts, different techniques to change your beliefs, identify old limiting beliefs and how to change them, understanding what your purpose, your mission, your cause is, right? We go through a lot. So I strongly suggest going back and watching those mindset videos. And if you're able to join us on Monday mornings, definitely dive in. But it's a journey, it's a process. But you have to understand what you're doing and why you're doing it, right? And making sure that the things that we teach and Benny really presses into when it comes to risk management, that you put all those things in place, right? And then you get the practice. Repetition is the mother of all skill, right? You hear Benny say it all the time. Repetition is the mother of all skill. The more you practice, the better you become, and the more confident you become, right? So it's huge. It's huge. You're welcome, Michael. You're welcome.
Hey, Ryan.
Yes, ma'am.
It's a swing high forming on that NU on a 1 hour.
New Zealand dollar. I can look at that Euro NZD also. Oh yeah. It's trying to turn over. It's trying to turn over. You said on the 1. All right, we'll see if we get that thing to turn over, right? Be a beauty. Be a beauty. So cool deal. Appreciate that. And let's take a look at this Euro NZD before we wrap it up. So look at this, man. Ebony had to drop off, but kudos to Ebony for holding this, right? Still in this to the short side. After all this madness, just missing a D extension, never got there. Crazy madness, moving to the downside, coming into a 382, right? So boom, we working down, strong bearish movement there, right? To the 4, right? Coming into the 8 boundary on the 4. Downside, we broke that weekly support level, didn't get the retracement there. Okay, so we got a break of a key level, right? So we come down to the 1, took out the A on the 1, right? So we flip our fib from the high to the low. Bang. Flip the fib from the high to the low. Keep working. Let's see what I missed it at. Okay, second one. Bang. On the 1 hour, we got D extension achieved, right? Boom. So now we drop down to the lower time frame, right? Coming to the 5. This is what Benny's talking about right here. Okay, I got the cloud running on this one. Shallow retracement, push to that 118 level. Got a sideways push now, right? See if we get that move back to the upside. Okay. You got your swing low just outside that 118, and now we're trying to push. All right, 382 is at 169. Beautiful setup there. Beautiful setup there on the 5.
He's got daily support too at 167.73.
How we do? Let's see. Right here. Bingo. That's what we're talking about too, right? Bingo. All right. So I'll come back to that 5. Bang. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right. Okay, so that's the Euro NZD, right? Benny covered this Aussie NZD last night, right? But we're pushing into that 118, 127 zone. pushing to that 118, 127 zone, right? Slowly inching in there. So keep that one on your radar too. Look for that turnover. All right. Questions on anything that we covered this morning? We didn't look at all the dollar pairs, but we looked at a couple of them. Just be patient with them, right? Be patient with them. Allow them to do what they're going to do. And after the dust settles, we'll take a look to see where they are. Okay, we'll take a look to see where they are. All right, that's only 15 there. Benny, anything before we close out, bro?
No, sir. Awesome session, right? Glad to hear people are developing the patience, right? That's required to be successful at this thing. That's huge. It takes time, right? So give yourself that time, allow yourself that time, right? And other than that, look forward to seeing everybody tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll see what happens after the FOMC meeting today at 2 o'clock. So thanks, man. Appreciate you as always.
Appreciate you, bro. Good people. Appreciate you showing up. We appreciate you guys putting in the work, man. New members that are with us, right? You hear as you put in the work, you become better, right? Joy, Dinette, Shauna mentioned it last night, right? It takes time, right? Folks that tell you you can become a millionaire tomorrow, they're not telling you the truth. You have to become the person that can handle becoming a millionaire first, right? It takes time, but if you're willing to put in that work, if you're willing to put in the work on yourself, if you're willing to put in the practice, the time, the effort, the energy, you can not only change your life, but you can change everybody. You can change a lot of other people's too. So appreciate you guys, man. You guys have an awesome, awesome Wednesday. We'll be back at it tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with my awesome partner, my brother, Mr. Benny Allen. We'll see you guys later. Peace.